We were just talking about the first time we met.
Yes.
Chris, tell your version.
Okay, so I met you, and I was coming to San Diego. This was with my book tour, Women's Bodies, Women's Wisdom.
remember
so
the
it was
year?
1996.
Something, yes, like that.
96.
Okay. And you came and stayed
And
at my
I came
house.
and stayed at your house, and the thing that was so amazing is that you knew what I needed.
Absolutely.
And you
I was
drove
your
me-
gopher on that trip.
Well, you drove me to the gig in your Rolls Royce, and you had a carpet in the garage, and I was just astounded by it, to go out
Yes.
and the unabashed appreciation of having a Rolls Royce. I'm from Maine, the East Coast, where everybody, especially the old money people, they drive old beaters, and they like to pretend that they don't have any money.
Yes.
And it wasn't that you were ostentatious, it was that you
No.
were enjoying every
I had
moment.
manifested it. It took me 6 years to manifest it, and I did.
That's
and
the
I
thing.
loved that car.
Yes.
And I was delighted to share it with you. And I took wonderful care of you, I remember, because I knew what you needed. I was a speaker, and I
Yes.
knew what you needed.
Yes, and that was astounding, actually, because in my line of work, Louise, there really were no way showers at all. And
No.
I know that you probably know women have been brought up for many years to mistrust other women.
That's true. That's
The
true.
men are the prize, so you fight amongst yourselves for the men,
Which is
and then
so
you tear
silly.
each other to shreds. When in fact, the truth is that when women are supporting women, everybody benefits,
Of
including the
course.
men, and there's enough to go around.
And of course,
In-
and the women too.
Yeah, so here you are.
Yes.
You've got this amazing place. And I remember I had just gotten into feng shui through
Yes.
Tara Catherine Collins
Yes.
and her book, The Western Guide to Feng Shui. And your house was perfectly feng shuied, but your love and marriage area was the bathroom. And you had, you had red curtains in there. It was like the sexiest bathroom on the planet.
I know.
Remember that? It was
remember.
like, and I thought, wow, you can do this with a
Yes,
bathroom.
it's called feng shui cures.
Yeah, feng shui
things that
cures.
doesn't work, you do something to make it work.
Yeah.
Which is life, isn't it?
It
if
is.
something isn't working, you make a change. And,
Yeah.
and of course, you and I have both learned that what you really change is your thinking. You think your belief systems and your thinking, and you start to accept life in a new and different way.
That's
and
right.
you look at experiences and beliefs, and you say, "Oh, that one doesn't work anymore. Goodbye."
Yes.
And then you bring a new one in.
Let's talk about a voice crying in the wilderness.
Yes, a little voice. And people thought I was absolutely crazy. But
Yeah.
remember, coming from a childhood where they thought I was crazy anyway, that was no different. So it wasn't hard for me. A lot of people say, "Oh, you had so much courage." I didn't have courage. I just did what I felt was right to do. And I was used to people saying I was no good and crazy. So now they said I'm no good and crazy because of metaphysical beliefs. So it wasn't a big deal for me.
Got it.
And I have a big mouth. And when I learn something, I'm very happy to share it. I went to a Chinese face reading class recently, and one of the things they talked about was a bossy woman cheekbones. And I said, "That's me. That's me. That's me."
Bossy woman cheekbones.
Bossy woman cheekbones. And all my life I used to call them Polish cheekbones. Now I know they're bossy woman cheekbones. But and also in Chinese astrology, I'm a fire tiger.
Ooh, really?
Now, the tiger is a very strong personality,
Yes.
and a fire tiger is a very strong personality. But in the early days in China, they used to kill the girls who were fire tigers because they didn't want them to grow up and tell people what to do.
Ah.
So this time, I've come forth and I get to be who I am, a
Yes.
fire tiger with bossy woman cheekbones.
That is so cool.
But look what it gets done.
Yes. Oh, no, it's a
I mean, it
force
gets things done.
Absolutely.
And I'm like a magnet. I draw people to me who can help me do the dream.
Yes.
And my dream has always been, how can I help people? How can I help them improve the quality of their lives? And it's always more people. How can I help more and more
Man,
people?
but-